Welcome to the Capital Spreads Weekly Update. Today is Thursday the 8th of September 2011. The markets really have continued in their volatile fashion. We've seen declines, we've seen rallies. Just last night we saw a very good show of strength from US markets, and that has brought the FTSE back towards 5,300. In fact, last night we were calling the FTSE a lot higher, but it would seem that that sort of resistance area around 5,400 is still very much in place. Market seems to be very tentative when it gets there, and of course we've seen it reject that level twice already in the last couple of weeks. So FTSE around 5,300 at the moment. The Dow, after that good rally, 11,370. On the currencies, euro has been under pressure because of course the theme very much has been still of the Eurozone crisis. The euro dollar is around 140.60. For cable, dipped below 1.6, at the moment 159.30. And gold, which has certainly seen its fair share of volatility as well, dipped to 1,800 yesterday on the back of the good strength in equity markets. There was definitely a big sell-off in gold. Gold looks to have formed on the daily chart a double top, so there's quite a bearish signal there, but at the moment it seems to have recovered somewhat. 1840 for gold, and for crude oil, Brent crude, not so bad either, doing well, supported quite well. It's at 115. The focus so far this week has been very much on the Swiss central bank's comments saying that they will defend the 1.2 level for euro Swiss franc vigilantly. They are almost certain to intervene in order to prevent the Swiss franc from really continuing in its appreciation, which has massively affected its exporters. So that is going to be one to watch to see if they do actually intervene. And of course, gold has been a highlight too with its recent volatility. Some 3.5% it fell yesterday, but as mentioned, it has recovered somewhat. So how are clients trading at the moment? Well, they have been long the FTSE, so the last couple of days they've done well out of the recent strength, but they have been just tentatively selling at levels higher than this. Of course, we've seen that crucial resistance 5,400. The market has failed at that level twice, and its sort of little attempt yesterday and overnight has also not materialized. So a few sellers creeping in. On the currencies, it's cable really that clients have been most active. That dip below the 1.6 level has definitely attracted a few buyers of sterling, and of course even in gold and silver, the recent correction, the recent sell-off doesn't seem to have shaken off the bulls, so clients still very much long gold and silver. So the focus for today in particular and the rest of the week is very much the central bank decisions from the Bank of England and the ECB. Both institutions becoming slightly more dovish. Of course, for the ECB, we've seen 2 interest rate rises throughout the last few months, and it would seem that because of the global growth picture, they're becoming increasingly more dovish. We certainly won't see any further rises from them, may even see a cut towards the end of this year or early next year. For the Bank of England, it's of course a question of, we haven't raised interest rates, but what can we do to stimulate the UK economy? Should we print more money? Should we do some quantitative easing? This is a question obviously for the US as well. So faced similar situation in the UK, we will listen very carefully to see if there are any signals of that. Also today we've got Obama speaking to Congress, and we're looking to see what he can do to stimulate growth, maybe reduce taxes, but of course crucially, what can he do for employment in the US? That is still very high, above 9% unemployment, and that's his real bugbear. That's what he really needs to get to grips with if he's going to have any chance of re-election for US President. And then of course we've also got Bernanke speaking, so lots to focus on today, and it could be quite a volatile day. So what's the theme of this week? Well, it's are we going to dip into another recession, and are we going to see more stimulus in order to counter that? And of course, really, the theme of this week, we've had lots to focus on. We've had an acceptance by the German court that the bailouts that Germany is making are legal. But the main focus will be today, what can Obama do, what can Bernanke do in order to avoid another recession for the world's biggest economy. So all is to play for later on this afternoon. That's it. As ever, do give us feedback, media@capitalspreads.com.